Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Well, the front row is very young. Let me ask others. How is the Josh? आज ये छत हिलनी चाहिए. ये नेशन फर्स्ट का जोश, ये कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए. How is the Josh? Let me take away the mic and ask you. How is the Josh? High. Tell my voice is higher than you. How is the Josh? High. That's better. That's better. Jai Hind. It is my proud privilege to be here on this stage. Thank you very much, Mr. Goswami. Thank you very much. Let me congratulate you on taking this spirit forward, as we say in army. And please pardon me by saying these words in front of Bakshi sir. Hold the bull by the horns. And you are starting this momentum that is going to roll on and gain huge, huge success. We all are rooting for you. I thank Sucharita for that very vibrant and full of josh introduction. First of all, let me begin by congratulating each one of you for the thumping victory of Operation Sindoor. Fills me with so much of pride to belong to the family of olive greens. Well, change is the only constant. And as we begin with the Nation First Nationalist Collective, this is the wind of change that is now blowing. Very recently, we heard Air Marshal A.K. Bharti, Director General Air Operations, when he was addressing the military briefing, he said, next war, and we don't wish it upon our country, but if it happens, it will be fought on a different technology. Technology will change. And so, spirit, emotions, sentiments of patriotism remaining intact, the technology will certainly move on. And of course, all of us remember 1999, Operation Vijay, Battle of Kargil as it is popularly called. The hero of Kargil was Bofors. And this time, we have a new, as they say, national crush, the national hero, and that is the air defense system. Oh my God, what a feeling of pride. When those air defense systems were there, Chaudi Chhati Tan, aane do tumhare drones ko, we are here. And not a single one could cause any damage to us. Bravo Zulu, that's what we call it in armed forces. To the scientists, to the engineers, to the Faujis, to the journalists, to the citizens, oh my God, we all rose like one. And that is Nation First. Let me digress from here. When I was in academy, I come from Officers Training Academy, Chennai. And the first thing I noticed when I reached academy was predominance of two colors, gray and red. And as I start to notice it, I found that we can see it everywhere, on the buildings, on the flags, on the uniform, so much so on the tablecloths and curtains, gray and red. Can anyone tell me what does steel gray stand for in a military training academy? So you are not allowed to answer. Well, this is the philosophy. This is the color pedagogy. Steel gray stands for nerves of steel. And red stands for valor, balidan, the color of sacrifice and the color of sindoor. And so, in academy, every cadet lives and breathes this color pedagogy. The solution-oriented thinking. Even in the dire crisis situations, you must always have that nerve of steel and come up with a solution. But if the nation demands it out of you, be ready to give that supreme sacrifice. And this is how we are groomed. And this is how the Nation First takes this whole color pedagogy to next level. Mr. Arna Goswami mentioned the funeral rites of Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan. I'll take it on from there, Mr. Goswami. Operation Black Tornado. That was our response to 26/11. When Kasab and company were moving around in the streets of Mumbai with the cocked guns and the Taj burning, the NSG team was ready to board the aircraft on the Palam airport in New Delhi. They started with one mission. As they were airborne, the one mission turned into the 3 missions. Very quickly, the resources were divided. Ammunition, radio sets, you name the equipments they were carrying, the specialized equipment, everything was broken into 3. 3 teams created with depleted manpower resources. There was no clamor for promotion. There was no clamor for leadership role. There was no clamor for who gets what. It was only mission first, nation first. Mid-year, 3 strategies were made. Shabad House had a heliborne op. Trident had a ground op. The NSG men with their masks came. Nation had faith in their black dungarees. The nameless, faceless men with nerves of steel came and did what was expected of them. But when we speak of that red color of Balidan, when Ma Bharti asked for that Balidan from Sandeep Unnikrishnan, he did not flinch a second and he gave the supreme sacrifice. That is nerves of steel and Balidan. And let me put it in a motto for you. That is the motto of our training academies, Veerta or Vivek, where the steel grey color stands for Vivek, wisdom, and color red stands for Veerta. Let me put nation first in another perspective for you. I come from armed forces, so I'm going to speak from that standpoint. Indian Armed Forces is a melting pot of all religions. We do not speak of religion. We do not speak of caste. We do not speak of any state that we belong to. हमारा धर्म एक है, तिरंगा. हमारा काम एक है, तिरंगे की रक्षा, संविधान की रक्षा. And that is why when you see the logo of the joint services, you find the crossed swords of army. You see the anchor of navy. You see the eagle of air force. And on top of it is the lat, the emblem of the government of India. We uphold the Samvidhan. We live, breathe, and die for it. So let me give you another perspective of what dharm means to armed forces. So this is Operation Vijay. We have a common enemy. Now, only for the benefit of those who ask questions, I'm going to give it a religious angle. Otherwise, in armed forces, we do not have religion. We only have Sarv Dharm Sthals. So this so-called, if you give a religion name, a Muslim officer, I think I'm doing a disgrace to him by putting a religion in front of him, Captain Hanifuddin, charges on ahead on the enemy, ululating the war cry of the Bihar regiment that says, Bol Bajrang Bali ki Jai. And at the same time, hold your claps, because Indian Armed Forces will need it in a thunderous applause when I finish this. Major Shekhawat from 22 Grenadiers, leading his Jawans with the war cry, Allahu Akbar. You had Paramveer Chakra Manoj Pandey leading his Gorkha troops with brandishing their khokris and saying, Jai Mahakali, Ayo Gorkhali. And at the same time, there was one Christian officer from Nagaland, from Rajputana Rifles, and he says, राजा रामचंद्र की जय। इसमें आपको कहीं धर्म दिखाई देता है? This is the melting pot of Indian Armed Forces. Our hearts beat as one. When Jammu and Kashmir Light Infantry gives out the war cry, Bharat Mata Ki Jai. And that sums up everything. Again, let me take you on a different roller coaster. Operation Vijay, we broke many barriers. One barrier was still to be fought. Indian Army does not have any bias, no gender bias, no religion bias, no caste bias, but nature has a bias. Nature makes mothers out of women only. At the time of Operation Vijay, I was in my second trimester of pregnancy. My fourth, fifth, and sixth months coincided with the May, June, and July. These 3 months when we fought Operation Vijay in the highest altitudes. Role of my unit was to equip each soldier of the fighting forces with everything that they need to fight an effective battle against a very, very well-entrenched enemy. Everyone's spine stands 2 inches higher when you see a woman giving the best version of its gender. And the 2 medals and a thumping battle report that I got makes me confident that I did something right. Now in Operation Sindoor, our chests swelled with pride when we saw those 2 lady officers, Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, sitting there every day telling the nation what is going on, keeping us abreast of every facet of the unfolding situations. But believe you me, they were only the tip of the iceberg. They were only representing my tribe, which was present in every discipline in which this war was fought. Indian Air Force has fighter pilots on Rafales, MiGs, Mirages. Indian Navy has women officers posted on warships in Arabian Sea and Indian Ocean. We have artillery air defense officers who were taking care of all those drones and also guiding the BrahMos and Pinakas and sending shivers down the enemy's spine with the sheer accuracy of the fire. This is my tribe. And God bless this tribe. Today, the changes of wind are blowing very, very fast. Today, I stand here with all my best wishes, and I will close with the words, जीत की खातिर बस जुनून चाहिए, जिसमें उबाल हो ऐसा खून चाहिए, ये आसमां भी आएगा जमीन पर, बस इरादों में जीत की गूंज चाहिए. Jai Hind, thank you, and best of luck to Nationalist Collective, Nation First. Thank you very much.